Welcome to The Bubble for moments of factual opinions.
Well, before I answer that question, I'll first take you to 3 levels of the thought process that leads to suicide itself. The first process stage is ideation. You begin to conceive it. Are we together? Then the second stage is the planning. You begin to plan it. Then the third stage is the activation. Do you understand? So suicide is a psychological response to stress. Are we together? It's a psychological response to stress. Sometimes I hear them say a lot of things about churches. If it were not for churches and mosques, a lot of Nigerians would have committed suicide. But you go through the wahala of the life of life, Monday to Saturday. Then you get to church on Sunday, the message change your orientation. You halt your plan again. They should even be paying some churches. They should even be encouraging some gatherings. I'm not exonerating churches in this case, but I'm saying it would have been more. If not that we have such institutions in place in Nigeria, and if not that religion is very strong. I'm not talking about the northern part of Nigeria. As far as Nigeria is concerned, I'm talking about the south here. You understand? So, suicide is a response. It's a psychological response. And government are not doing enough in the lives of their citizens. Will you be a citizen of America and think of suicide? Do you get? In fact, if people want to commit suicide in America, it's because they want to protest against government, not because you are tired of life. Is that not? If there is something, one policy or the other that government is not doing right, some people will deliberately want to lay their life down to pass the message across to government. That's not the case in Nigeria. Is that the case? No, people just want to take their lives because the government is taking too much on them. It all depends on the person in question. If you are talking about me, suicide is never an option. It doesn't come to play, no matter the situation. And I think the problem with people is they do not have social skills. When you have social skills, you don't think of suicide. I don't get depressed. I don't drink. I don't smoke. And I deal with depression. If you know anyone who knows me, who lives around me, they will tell you about me that 2 a.m. in the middle of the night, I'm still playing music. That's why I'm not sure I can go to America or Canada because they will get me arrested. It is music I used to overcome. It doesn't even come to play. It doesn't even come to mind at all. If you get to my house, I have bulk of music on my phone everywhere. So I'm on music. I play music. I know the right time. I know how many hours I can spend alone, even if I'm reading. You must not spend too much time alone. You must have to find something, do something that will make you interact with somebody. And then the quality of your people around you, determine whether you will commit suicide or not. If you have people who are thinking like a suicider, you will commit suicide. But if you have quality guys around you who gives you hope, you and then of course you know their own humble beginning, and you definitely know that if it is okay with them, God can still do it. So they portray hope to you. But if you look to your left, you see you are depressed. You look to your left, you see people you are better than. I don't know if you get. The people you are looking at by your left are not even doing up to you. The people to your right, they are not even doing better. So if depression comes to you, there's no time it will go successfully. But if you hang around quality people, by the time you are with them, they give you reason not to. By the time you remember their story, they give you reason not to. You understand? So it means you must be very careful in selection of people around you. Majorly in Nigeria is economic issue. When there is no money in the pocket. In fact, when you see people who are behaving irrationally, go and check their bank account. Do you get me? It is in rare cases that you hear that people who have economic capability are depressed. You understand? There are other forms of other things that can cause depression. If you are supposed to be married, you are not married. You've been married for long, you don't have kids, then it's still about perspectives. If you are supposed to be married and you are not married, is that the end of life? No. In this part of the world is when I see people think they cannot take up a child and train the child, even though it's not your own. You do not have a child does not mean you don't have a child you can train. If you are barren, go to motherless baby home, pick a child and assume the child as yours and begin. Do you understand me? So that problem is solved. And like Kunle Soyinyan said there is no such thing as a problem. It's your definition that make it a problem. So you must give every problem the right definition. So there's no such thing as depression.
Join the conversation online as you follow us on social media at The Bubble TV.